What's up, Tell 'em Gang? It's your boy Two Times, and I'm back with another boxing session. And you know what we talking about today. We got to dive deep on this Keyshawn Davis missing weight, fight canceled situation with Edwin De Los Santos in Norfolk. Him and his brother jumping Nahir Albright after Kelvin Davis lost to Nahir Albright in a good fight, a good 10-round bout. It was a solid fight, man, and he lost. And then after the fight, they proceeded to say, Nahir Albright came out saying, "Hey, they came to my training room, they pressed me, and they tried to fight me, and all that type of stuff." So that's what we talking about today.
Look, I mean, we're back on the melee, and this is after what happened when Nahir Albright, who, by the way, was coming back after a 2-year layoff and moving up in weight, he really did win a hell of a fight. But this is after Albright told me that Keyshawn and KEON basically jumped him in his room, headbutted him. What he wound up with, according to his cut man, is a knot over his right eye. He's going to live. He was still in pretty good spirits. What he wants is a rematch with Keyshawn Davis. And before, this has happened at fights. I understand it's really distressing to see really young kids there. But we do not know yet if anyone was hurt at all beyond the knot above Nahir Albright's head. So let's a word of caution on that. This could have gotten infinitely uglier. And as far as we know right now, it did not.
Look, it just looked like, the Davis brothers just lost it, man. Just went berserk. But what happened? Oh. That's what I want to know. There's two sides to every story, right? What actually happened? Because, look, I'm forgetting that part. What fueled them to attack the brothers of Albright? Like, did they say something? Did they do something? I want to know what happened.
Hold up. Well, I mean, you see now you're seeing the melee there. But I think that the first question is what KEON and Keyshawn are doing in Albright's dressing room. I mean,
Well, here it's what is Keyshawn doing at all? Just getting into pushing matches and yelling matches with his son there and women there. It's family who's there, and this is supposed to be the moment where, hey, everybody gets to go home after a hard-fought battle inside the ring. This is boxing. This is not the streets, and we cannot tolerate this type of action.
All right, now before we get into the fight and all that stuff happened, let's talk about Keyshawn Davis missing weight. The man missed weight by 4 pounds. And it ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me that shit wasn't on purpose.
2-year off, 134. Oh my God.
At one point, I knew I wasn't gonna make the weight. Was the night before. I was kind of like doubting, like, wow, this is actually tougher than what I thought it was gonna be. And then I woke up the next morning, and I just kept trying to lose the weight, and I literally just kept seeing the same weight on that scale. I seen it 3 times in a row. After that 3rd time, I was just like, yo, I give up. It is what it is. I'm just too big for this weight. But I was already feeling like I was too big for the weight against Baranchik. I was surprised when I made 135 against Baranchik, and I was telling my advisor that this is going to be my last time. But, a lot of things was already set up for this right here. You got to defend your title at least one time, so I tried to give it a shot, making 135 again. It just didn't happen. It's never professional when you're making weight. This guy, De Los Santos, first of all, like I said, I chose him to fight. He came from Dominican Republic to come over here in my hometown, and he made his weight. So it's definitely very unprofessional for me not to make my weight. I couldn't make the weight anymore, and that's just what it is.
Now, see what I'm saying? It ain't sitting right with me. I think he knew. Let me come in overweight, so I can have an edge over De Los Santos. First of all, I told y'all, if y'all can watch my old videos, I'm linking them in. I'm dropping the links. I've been telling y'all, don't be surprised if this fight don't happen. I don't think Keyshawn really wanted to fight Edwin De Los Santos. I thought it was just a name to build his name into the fight. Because he talking about something. I was planning on going to 140 anyway after this fight. I was tired. Bro, you just did an interview with Cigar talking with all the smoke saying that the belt's been moving around too much. You plan on being here for a minute with your belt. Come on, man. You can't contradict that. That was just this week. You just dropped this interview. So You can't keep contradicting yourself. I think that you was hoping De Los Santos came in overweight, real soft for the weight. You was gonna check his temperature, see where he was at, and then you would feel like, all right, he's man drained. I'm gonna go for the kill, and you was gonna be on weight. But the thing was, you was think when you see them at the press conference, you probably was like, oh, this man is on weight. You see what I'm saying? Like, mad you. He went at Abdullah Mason at the press conference. If you was 139 at the day of the weigh-ins, how that mean at the press conference you 145, you 143, 144, you up in weight, you checking your weight. So my whole point with is he never tried to make the weight, y'all. That's unprofessional. Like, I'm tired of these fighters coming in trying to get edges, like coming in off weight to lose weight. You negotiate that shit in the contract. If you think you can beat Elwood De Los Santos at 139, do a catch weight at 139 so you can have the advantage. Don't just come in off weight, lose your belt to the skin, because you're not going to tell me that was planned. And if it was planned, it was a stupid ass plan. Why you need the knockout so bad? Go in there and really take it from the man. First of all, Edwin De Los Santos is 25, Keyshawn Davis 26. Edwin De Los Santos got a little bit more power, but Keyshawn got a little bit more skill. I had Keyshawn winning. With all of the stuff Edwin had against him, Keyshawn would have still won that fight. So by Keyshawn coming in overweight, trying to get the edge, coach said he touched his back. Keyshawn didn't even. He felt dry. That mean he ain't try to cut the weight. That mean he's solid at his 139. He gonna jump up the next day and wait. Next day we see this man eating popcorn at the fight, acting a damn fool, doing the most DB3. Come on, bro. This not boxing. See, and I'm not finna sit here and I'm not gonna go down this hate train with Keyshawn and say, oh, he done, his brand is done, DB3 is done. No, I'm not gonna say that because I don't think that at all. First of all, this top rank. Tyrann gonna come out and be like, man, Keyshawn's dealing with a lot of mental health issues as he has passed before. I think it was triggered something, and that's where we finna go. But I'm tired of hearing that shit with Ryan. I'm tired of hearing that shit with T.O. I'm tired of hearing that shit with Keyshawn. I don't want to hear no mental health shit. First of all, y'all are fighters, bro. If you a fighter, fight. We don't want to hear about no mental health shit. I'm tired of that shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they use that shit so the casual fan can sympathize with the fighter for doing dumb shit. First of all, you got to be a little bit off. You got a couple screws loose if you fighting anyway. You got a couple screws loose, you fighting anyway. So my whole point is, you saying that your mental health took a toll and you started doing the most and you spazzing out, bro. You ain't had that. You did all that shit because you was a Norfolk. If you was in New York, like you was in New York with TFEMO when they sent y'all niggas the monkeys. I mean, when they sent y'all the bananas, talking about the monkey shit in the note, you had none of that energy. You had that energy. You had the energy a little bit for Barenchi, but it wasn't all off the cusp and doing the most. Keyshawn, you need to calm down, bro. You're not convincing nobody that you this big gangster. So you pretty much just pushing yourself further down the totem pole. Ain't nobody coming to Norfolk no more to fight you. Why would they come to Norfolk no more to fight if you jumping a fighter in the locker room? There's no reason. If you're like, we didn't jump nobody, I don't want to hear they dropped Kelvin and dropped the apology saying he's sorry. Y'all always want to say he's sorry about what happened, all that. What Keyshawn at? Keyshawn ain't said nothing. Keyshawn, we don't owe you shit. You ain't made it to that pinnacle yet for us to care about you, bro. If you stop boxing right now, you broke. You ain't got enough money to sustain the rest of your life. Your little few investments, you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to figure something out. You're going to be back in the ring. I don't want to hear it. So let's not act like you done with boxing yet. You're not. You done messed it up for your brother. Kelvin lost. And that was the thing for y'all. Y'all couldn't take it. It's DB3. KEON did good. Kelvin had a good fight, but he lost. But Keyshawn, what if you had a loss? Then what? But Keyshawn went there. So now one brother lost, one brother won, another brother didn't fight. This is only the second fight. This is already going downhill for DB3. You see what I'm saying? But that's how they looking at it. So if Keyshawn had, I think he kind of panicked, and I feel like he still wanted something to talk about, and he did. I mean, in that aspect, it worked. You still fresh on people's mind. I don't think he's done. I think he's gonna still get a decent fight. Somebody gonna fight Keyshawn after all of that. Ain't nobody worried about Keyshawn and his brothers jumping him at all. Trust me, none of these fighters is worried about that. Wu wasn't even worried about it. His brothers. See what I'm saying? His brothers won't even worry about it. And of course, Keyshawn gonna want to fight his brother after his brother just fought his brother, and these brothers is fighting each other. That's what's going on. His brothers. I don't want to hear that. We didn't jump that man, bro. Don't go in that man locker room if you got energy like that. You want to put your head on his head and you trying to check him and shit because he about to take a L. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all go watch the last round of that Kelvin versus Albright fight, and the last Kelvin gonna try to throw his hand out like, all right, it's the last round, let's coast, because he was tired, I think. I'm like, no, you trying to coast. You trying to be like, all right, we both made it 10. Good shit. You know what I'm saying? He trying to do like, because man, y'all gotta watch the press conference. He was talking shit. You just happy you made it 10. You get knocked out tomorrow, all that type of shit. Albright stuck to his ass the 10th fight. Calvin was done, really 7 and 8. He was done, but he made it to the 10. It did. He did his little, all right, step up. Nah, right. Nah, I'm going for the kill. Instantly start going it. Albright did some crazy shit at the end of that round, like fucking 14 punch combo, to the body. Did a spin around punch like this, punch that nigga in the face. Calvin almost fell over. Go watch that fight. It's the last 10, 15 seconds of the fight. He hit on his ass with a 15, 20 punch combination to the body. Calvin took all of them. Then he did a spin turn around punch with the left or the right. Hit that nigga right in the shit. Boom. And that nigga hit the ground. Well, he hit the ground. He stumbled like a motherfucker. Like, oh. So I think he made him look crazy too, is why Keyshawn was mad. And they was talking like, I know how that shit go. Keyshawn and them, they butt hurt. See, Keyshawn and them, they only tough when they with each other brothers. Oh, I want to call my brothers with me. We finna do something. Come on now, y'all better calm down. Like, I know a lot of brothers who ain't make it. One brother down, two brothers down, the twins gone, now all the twins, you twins on. The twins did all, you know how I used to be back in the hood when it's a pair of twins. You got some twins, man, you fuck with the twins, two of them. It did. That's bad twin. We had a bad twin, good twin. Hey, shit. Take one of them niggas out. Oh, damn. Take the other nigga out. The one nigga always catching flack from the other nigga for what the other nigga did. And guess what? Both of them niggas end up gone. One of them niggas end up gone. Or maybe some of them niggas may be here, but it always end bad for brothers, bruh. Brothers who act like that always been bad for. I understand y'all brothers and y'all take up for each other, but you ain't got to go to that. This is boxing, bro. All that shit is not supposed to be at the venue, bro. First of all, you representing black people. And I hate to say that with black fighter, as soon as a black fighter lose, y'all write him off. He can't do this no more. He washed up. He was never him. But you can't have shit like this happening. Nobody cared that you jumped Teofimo Lopez's father. You and your brothers jumped his father. Nobody came out and went crazy about it. We reported on it, but nobody like made it seem like y'all was bad or y'all not good for boxing for that, because that wasn't live. That happened in the gym. That happened behind scenes. You don't have first of all, I'm gonna lay out the whole thing on why this was so bad. This man come in on press conference Thursday. He's son Abdullah Mason. You son Abdullah Mason. You get everybody hyped and think we finna get a fight and Abdullah Mason's next and all that stuff. You doing all this type of shit. It was already too much and you was doing too much. Abdullah Mason real humble, but you did your thing. You sunned him a little bit, so we gave that to Keyshawn. I bet you kind of hold him. We'll give you that, Keyshawn. You made him let him know you under me. Put that. That's what you do. All right, cool. Then we like, I bet we gonna get a fight tomorrow. First of all, you can't say you ain't sorry, you ain't care. You just out go to wait. That ain't how this shit work, bro. What if I had just spent 12, 15,000 coming to Norfolk to watch your bitch ass fight, and then you don't even fight? So now your fight is canceled. And I agree with Edwin De Los Santos. See, now and then I found the clip of him talking to Edwin De Los Santos. People talking, y'all was scared to fight. No, you should have came on weight.
Your boy's gonna get it today. He was fucking scared. No. He was scary. DR.
Like, what is that? What you mean y'all should have came on? Your man was scared to fight. No. Y'all supposed to come on fight. You breached the contract. That's why that man got paid and went home and you didn't get shit. Get your ass out of here. You off the car. Abdullah Mason rise up to come on, man. No. And then they try to make Abdullah Mason fight De Los Santos, which no. Why would he didn't train for De Los Santos? You could be able to change his rate, pay him more, but that's not the fight. You don't do that. I fight who I fight on the main. It just comes to the main event. De Los Santos get paid, shift off. Y'all trying to make De Los Santos fight still because Keyshawn messed up. No, that's on y'all. Y'all cherry pick gone wrong. If y'all keep on watching Keyshawn, keep on saying, I picked De Los Santos. Yes, you picked the man who's coming off injuries to blood clot. He's supposed to fight Frank Martin first this year. At the beginning of the year, he did fight Frank Martin because of his blood clot. Now he came off a blood clot, shoulder injury, 2-year layoff, and you trying to fight him. You trying to catch a man when he ain't at his full. He come in, he off his first 4. He's gonna take him 3-4 rounds to get adjusted, and that's what you hoping for. And them 3-4 rounds, you trying to assert some shit, win them rounds. So in the later rounds, you still can win, or you can pick up the later rounds, still 2-3 later rounds, you can still win if it go decision, or you can knock him out before 6. That's what Keyshawn's plan was. His plan was to come in overweight, and then when he seen these De Los Santos was on point, he was doing his job. De Los Santos come in on weight. Keyshawn come in off weight after just fight in February 14th. This man just fought February 14th. Is no reason for this man not to come on weight. Yeah, you're not coming on weight because you eating burgers and candy and drinking pop and eating ice cream and doing all type of shit. Like, come on, bro. Come on, like that's not what you need to go get a nutritionist. You can make 135. Keyshawn definitely can make 135. He is at 139. He didn't look drink that when he was just 139. 4 more pounds, he can make 135. You finna go to 140. You're not ready for 140. The fact of the matter is you do your weight. The fact of the matter is the man thought he was going to come in at 139. And he thought everybody was going to be on his side about him coming in at 139 and be like, man, just go fight on the sense. He thought we was going to forget about this whole thing. You're going to lose your belt on the scale. You coming in at 139, 4 pounds, almost 5 pounds over. You're going to rehydrate up to 140, 149, 150. You're going to go in there bigger than him, and then you're going to try to bully him in there. And that's the same thing, I'm sorry, Terrence Crawford used to do to everybody he used to fight. But Keyshawn, you're not doing it right. You got to come on weight. If you're going to do that shit, you got to make 135, and then you can blow up to 150, whatever you want to do. Terrence Crawford don't need no catch weight because he don't give a damn about that. He going to fight his fight. He going to come in on what he going to want to. If you beat Terrence Crawford, if Canelo beat Terrence Crawford, he just beat him. But the way Terrence Crawford do it, he do that shit man-like. The way Keyshawn doing it, he doing it bitch-like. You don't want to really have no challenges. You want to know you going to win. See, Terrence Crawford didn't know he was going to beat Errol Spence in that ring tonight. He knew he was going to beat him, but he didn't. I don't say he knew he was gonna beat him, but he didn't like. For sure I beat him. Errol came off his injuries and all that shit. And he wasn't drained or nothing like that as far as weight drain. But he waited until he got to the end of the shit. He can't make this weight no more. He been not fighting for a year and a half, 2 years, and shit like, you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. When you look at the inactivity, and then Keyshawn, and Terrence Crawford just had a fight earlier that year, and then he fight again in July, and he fighting him, and then he ready like. All that shit matters, man. That's a sneaky cherry pick. You know De Los Santos ain't fought in a long time. You know he ain't fought. You know he ain't. You know he coming off of injuries. You know his timing ain't gonna be right. Let me try to end him in 6. See, Keyshawn knew that was gonna happen, but what he didn't think was he was gonna come in on weight. Him looking so healthy and coming in on weight and all that shit was right. That Keyshawn like, oh no. I need an edge. I need more of an edge. Let me be bigger. And he want to be bigger. If you ever hear Keyshawn talking in interviews, he always talking about how much bigger he is than a person. He was a little bit bigger than me. When Nahir Albright, he was like, he's a little bit bigger than me. He gave me a little bit more trouble. That's the only reason. Matt Wayno, he was my side. He was kind of my side, he was matching my side, but he couldn't match my skill. It's always about size to Keyshawn. So that's why he think he can beat Javante, because he think he gonna bully Javante. Bro, you're not. You're still a fucking kid, bro. And Keyshawn, he got power, but I don't feel like Keyshawn power is devastating power. I feel like, Baranchik, what's the nigga name? Lamos, who was soft, who you gotta get him coming in 9 pounds over, that doesn't matter, bro. He still tried to lose weight all the way up into them 9 pounds. He couldn't get the rest of them pounds off. 7-week training camp. You come and try to lose the weight at the last step. You can't. But you still soft from trying to lose the weight. And that's what Lamos was. That's why he got to get him out early. When you so soft in that way, you don't got the energy you got. You a puncher just like this. You got to try to do something before they do something to you, and that's what happened. So Keyshawn is biting off that. I'm telling you Nahir Albright been fighting at 140. He came down to fight 135. He could fight 135 too. He made his weight against Keyshawn. No excuses. He made his weight. Matabueno, same thing. He made his weight. Lemos, same thing. He made his weight. Pedraza, same thing. All the last 5-6 people this nigga fought all came down to fight Keyshawn. But y'all don't say Keyshawn is bringing people down to fight him and draining him. Y'all just say Javante is bringing people down to fight them. And he never brought nobody down. Who was Javante brought down to fight? He might have rehydration clause that say a 140 fighter can't come in 199. But he ain't bring nobody down. He'll bring a motherfucker up. He ain't right nobody. He ain't topping no fight. He ain't fighting no top competition at 135 when it ain't no top competition at 135. Ain't nobody with a name that he can fight to make that they got a big enough name to make the fight ain't ready yet. That's what that is. But don't get me wrong. I'm not agreeing with the shit. I didn't agree with him not fighting Devin Haney. I want him to fight Devin Haney. He could have fought Devin Haney. That could have still happened. Devin Haney had to get out the weight. Now Devin Haney on his way to 147. Hey, Devin Haney ain't gonna win no fucking titles at 147. He gonna fucking run to win a title. He gonna catch him a cherry pick nigga to fucking fight, and he gonna whoop his ass and get a title at 147, whatever. He need to stay at 140. That's Devin Haney weight class. If Ryan Garcia didn't have him extra 4 pounds on him, first of all, because this is the problem with people not make weight, and I'm tired of this shit so much because that could have been a reason for Devin Haney getting dropped all them times. Them 4 pounds. Fuck the Austrian. It could have been on 4 pounds. It could have been an Austrian too, but it could have been those 4 pounds, bro. He didn't do the extra weight to the room 4 pounds, so he got more sting on his punches. He can absorb more of a punch. Devin Haney did the extra weight to lose those 4 pounds. And if you ever notice, stock fighters, they start moving real fast. They start going up real fast. And wait, they instantly out of 135, they instantly out of 140, they instantly out of 147, they instantly out of 154. They moving up and way fast because when you blow back up, it ain't as natural as when you're doing it the old boxing ways. You gotta stay up, bro. I'm telling y'all, these fighters is messing up going to these higher weight classes. They might fight each other at these higher weight classes, but they can't fight the people who campaign at these weights. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, bro. They can't do it, and I just don't. I'm sorry, it just won't happen. And let me know what y'all think in the comment section. How y'all feel about Keyshawn? Y'all think he ruined his brand? I don't think he ruined his brand. I think he'll be able to come back for this. But I don't think his next fight is gonna be all DB3 on the same card. I think they showed that y'all gotta earn that again. Y'all nigga KEON gonna have to go fight somewhere else. Kelvin gonna need to fight somewhere. Separate their ass. Make their ass do that shit because we didn't have this problem in New York all them times when you was fighting. You got a little physical with Baranchik, but it was tasteful. You see what I'm saying? It was because he did something to you and he thought it was with the bananas, but it wasn't him. It was T.O. But we ain't hear you say nothing about T.O. after that. You know, we ain't see you get no energy with T.O. try to jump T.O. and them. You know what I'm saying? Where's that energy at when y'all not in Norfolk? You don't got the energy when you ain't in Norfolk. So that's how we know you. Like, we don't believe you, bro. We just don't believe you. Do better. We gotta do better. We ain't accepting that. When you did that shit to T.O. to his father, nobody cared. That wasn't at a set. You don't do that shit on ESPN Live when you were supposed to fight. A man misses weight on skill. First, a man try to press a younger fighter, press him like he's big and bad and trying to harm him. Stop doing all that shit. You don't get. I pull him to the side and like, what's up, dude? We gonna fight. You don't get the fuck out that man's face. He don't owe you no explanation. Fuck you, bro. You ain't doing that shit to no. You're not finna pull up Gervonta Davis and do that shit to him. You ain't gonna do that shit to Devin Haney. You ain't gonna grab his ass. And I'm saying Devin Haney just because I just know you're not gonna do that shit. You trying to do that to somebody can see under you. You ain't gonna do that to no Gary Antoine Russell. Pull that nigga to the side. What's up? What you want to do? You ain't gonna do that shit to them type of shit. No, you won't do that shit to him because he was a kid and you trying to son him, trying to get in his head, make him think that you bigger and better than him. No, that ain't gonna work. So you do that to Keith. You do that to Abdullah first, and then proceed the next day to you all up and down the center. I'm gonna knock you out. Woo. Then the next day you miss weight. Damn. Yeah, you miss weight, nigga. You knew you didn't come on weight. You didn't even look like you trying to make weight that day. I woke up that morning and tried to make weight. Bro, cut it out. Cut it out. You ain't sleeping no sauna suit. You ain't drink what you need to drink. You ain't get that shit down. You could have did that shit. You could have got down that morning to 135, especially if you woke up at 139. That's 4 pounds. You could have did it. You could have definitely did it. And let you know you weren't trying to when you're like, I ain't gonna try. I'll go away. Shut the fuck up, bro. I'm glad that SANTOS didn't take the fight and still got paid and you didn't get paid. I'm tired of y'all using this weight shit as a motherfucking excuse. See, he was hoping everybody was gonna be like, oh no, it's cool. You can't make the weight. It ain't fair. That's not boxing, bro. Boxing is I fight at 135. I'm a 135 champion. I need to defend my belt at 135. Y'all, everybody, when Boots had trouble with Karen with the IBF rehydration, I think that was the IBF rehydration, whatever that was with that fight. He had the IBF version. That was Tim Tszyu who had the IBF rehydration and all that stupid shit that he had when he was fighting and he didn't like it, but he came back. And I promise you, I got Tim Tszyu beating Fundora in the rematch. Because he almost beat him in the first one. If it wasn't for that blow. But man, yeah, I'm telling you, I see how this shit go, man. You don't miss weight by 4 pounds not trying. You cost hella people money, bro. Hella people. What about people who got? I had 3 bonus bets on that fight, and I lost all 3 of my bonus bets, putting it on your fight different ways so I can make some money. And they took all my bonus bets, and I ain't make shit. That's just bonus bets, but we ain't even talking about nobody who went out there to Norfolk. And me and my brother was thinking about coming to one of Keyshawn fight. We come to Keyshawn fight. We can afford it. That's a decent little, not crazy fight. Motherfucker spend a couple bands going down there and have a good time in Norfolk. And we can do that shit as Virginia. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm so glad we didn't. I would have been mad as hell getting down there and this nigga and the fight canceled and you jumping people at the venue. Bro, you not scaring nobody. What y'all doing? Y'all didn't even do shit. Even if that's the aftermath. That's not what happened when he went in there and pressed him and bumped his head and put the knot on our right head and all that shit. That I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about this is the aftermath when they up in the hallway doing the most. Keyshawn could have stopped. Nigga, he got his people spitting at his brother, at Albright brother. Keyshawn doing the most, acting like he finna fight. Bro, you not crazy. And if you is crazy, take your crazy ass home. Ain't nobody, and you not stunned. We don't care, bro. I'm tired of the mental health shit in boxing. This is boxing. We care about these. We don't care about the mental health. There's a lot of crazy motherfuckers in boxing. We don't care about your mental health. I'm tired of having to care about your mental health. Niggas crashing out, doing the most. Ryan Garcia acting crazy. Everybody want to do the most, and then they want to scream it's mental health so y'all can get back on a public good gracious side. That's not even a public. That's the casual good gracious side, because this is boxing at the end of the day. You don't get to do or say what the fuck you want and still. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna be able to? How you gonna be talking shit to Tank for 3-4 years, and then our mental health breakdown, and then I Tank can't say shit about your mental health breakdown? Because if we really into it in the streets, y'all know how that shit go. It's the we smoking on this nigga, we smoking on this nigga. You don't wait till a nigga die or having some problems or in a shit bag, and then you stop talking about him. Man, I'm gonna talk about him in no shit bag. No, you gonna make a song about the nigga in the shit bag because y'all shot him and y'all got to put him in a shit bag. You gonna make it worse. When he died, you gonna put his thing in the song. We smoking on this nigga in the song. We killed that nigga. You ain't gonna stop talking about him because he did and he went through some shit. That's just not how it work in the hood. So I'm tired of people trying to use mental health as a reason to say that this fighter can do this shit or this give a nigga a pass. No, bro. You gotta protect yourself better. You should have walked the fuck away. If you bumped his head in the thing, that should have been it. Now the whole melee in the thing that made this shit worse. You don't know when to stop. And when you don't want to stop, it make motherfucker not believe you. Real niggas know how real niggas move. Y'all not. Come on, man. Y'all not doing that. I don't believe it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. How y'all feel about Keyshawn Davis now? Y'all feel like I know he lost a lot of fans that day. I know it because my TikTok been going crazy. We've been talking about it, going live, all type of shit. It's just going crazy about this whole situation. Y'all type in TikTok, the 2-time tell them on TikTok. I'm dropping videos on there every day. I'm going live on there every day too. You know I go live on here every day, drop a video on here every day. Let me know what y'all think about this whole Keyshawn Davis thing. How y'all think it's gonna pan out? Who y'all think he gonna fight next? What y'all think next for him? You think he mess up? Y'all think he need to go back to 135? Y'all think he need to campaign at 140? You think it was a strategy to beat De Los Santos? But did I not tell y'all? Don't be surprised if this De Los Santos and Keyshawn fight don't happen. I think he was hoping that De Los Santos came in over and he say, no, I ain't gonna fight him, or he say, or he take the fight, or whatever it was, so he don't fight and get somebody else to come fill in to fight. Because really, they should have had somebody else fill in for Keyshawn, just he missed weight, and let De Los Santos fight. De Los Santos got a decent name. You gotta let De Los Santos fight. Oh, it is what it is. But we did come to see Keyshawn, so it is what it is. And yeah, I agree with people wanting their money back. You didn't do your job. We not finna. We want our money back for the fight. We ain't buying it. If you didn't do your job, why we gotta come still support y'all? Keyshawn didn't do his job. It is what it is. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. It's your boy 2 times Tell him, and I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow.